Hello again, my lovelies. We're back at the camp. I have a bunch of people to talk to. I am going to go back to Morrigan and see if she's got a comment about the circle, which I hope she does this time.
I have a thought.
Oh, what's on your mind?
We have an opportunity that I believe we should take advantage of. To the point. My mother was once divested of a particular grimoire by a most annoying Templar hunter. It occurred long before I was born, but even today, Flemeth speaks of the loss with great rage. With the circle of magi in such disarray, it occurs to me that this might be the perfect time to recover the tome from their possession, for surely it eventually ended up in their hands.
What do you want with this grimoire exactly?
'Tis a book of spells, of the sort that Flemeth has dabbled with throughout her long life. Not the sort of thing that would benefit a mage such as yourself, perhaps, for you were taught a different path. I, however, was taught by my mother. I know a way around the wards my mother would have placed on such a tome. I know the language that she would have written it in. I would find such a tome most useful.
Very well. If we go back to the tower, I'll look for it.
Good. I am most interested to see its contents, should it be located. The grimoire is leather-bound and adorned with the symbol of a leafless tree, should you come across it. If not, however, then I shall simply put it out of my mind.
All right, the reason and she get some approval from that. The reason I wanted her to mention that is because I did, in fact, get the grimoire, but I wanted her to ask for it first. I don't know if it makes any difference, but that conversation did net me some approval, so I don't know, maybe I get more approval this way. Anyway, I had found the grimoire already. Let's give it to her.
What? You found Flemeth's grimoire? When I spoke of it to you, I did not truly hope... This is a most fortuitous event. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
You're welcome.
I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
All right, Morrigan approves. Of course she does. Let's go forward and talk to our boy Alistair.
Something on your mind?
I have some questions.
Of course.
Ooh, do I get flirty so early? I'm not going to. I'm gonna take it slow here. You said this Arl Eamon raised you.
Oh, did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
That would explain the smell.
Well, it wasn't until I was 8 that I discovered you didn't have to lick yourself clean. Old habits die hard, you know.
That would explain the breath as well.
And my table manners, too. Though, come to think of it, they weren't all that different from the other Templars. Or did I dream all of that? Funny the dreams you'll have when you sleep on the cold, hard ground, isn't it? Are you having strange dreams?
Only the ones where the world is threatened by Darkspawn.
Point taken. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arl Eamon wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
Why did he send you off to the Chantry?
Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10, just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
What an awful thing to do to a child.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet. with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
You were young.
And raised by dogs. Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that. I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Alistair approves. Alright, let's see what Leliana has to say.
Have I ever told you I really like the way you wear your hair?
My hair? Thank you.
It's very nice, and it suits you. Simple. Not like the elaborate hairstyles we wore in Orlais. They involved flowers, ribbons, jewels. One year, feathers were all the rage, and Lady Elise decided she needed to outdo everyone else, and actually wore live songbirds in her voluminous hair. The chirping was quite charming for a while, but you must realize, terrified little birdies often have loose bowels.
Poor birds.
Yes, I don't envy them. She never washed her hair. But I was trying to say something nice to you, wasn't I? Oh, forgive me. My mind wanders so. It's just that I feel so comfortable talking to you, like I could say anything and you wouldn't judge me.
Well, we are friends, aren't we?
Yes, very much so. I haven't felt this close to anyone in a long time. I really enjoy your company.
You are a treasured friend, Leliana.
Thank you. I am honored that you feel that way.
Leliana approves. Alright, Wynne is a little bit of a preachy schoolmarm, but let's talk to her.
It's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you alright?
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
You are very sprightly for your age, though.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
Hey, don't say those things. We still need you.
Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise.
Wynne approves. Alright, it's really hard to get Sten approval, but we're going to do a conversation and see if it's possible.
Yes.
What were you doing in that cage?
Sitting, as you observed.
That's not what I meant.
It's what you asked.
Just tell me.
I did. Parshera. Was there anything else?
Let's see if there's... I wanted to discuss something you mentioned. Is a line I can use to discuss, you know, his ambient dialogue. He may not have mentioned anything yet, but I'll try it anyway.
Speak, then.
Ah, no, he hasn't mentioned anything yet. That's enough for now.
Then I suggest we move on.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
To answer a question.
What was the question?
The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
What's an Arishok?
The one who commands the Antam, the body of the Qunari.
So he's your king?
Qunari have no kings.
What do you have then?
Little patience for endless questions.
Don't you have to report back then?
Yes.
So what are you still doing here then?
I cannot go home.
Why not?
It doesn't matter now. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
Let's go.
As you wish.
All right, so, Sten disapproves. No! So, okay, we learned a little bit about Sten there. Not much. I don't think there's anybody else to talk to, although we can pet the dog. Actually, before I continue on here, we have a representative here now that we didn't have before, which is from, this guy's from the Circle. So let's talk to him for a bit.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Do you need anything?
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Okay, so this is partly why I've kept a whole bunch of runes in my pack for a while now. I'm going to give away some of them. Before I do that, I need to see if there's any here that I might really need to keep. Like normally I would just give away all the lower level runes, but I want to make sure that I'm not getting rid of anything that I really want. Yeah, but I should be able to get rid of novice runes without it hurting anything, so let's do it. Turn in runes for the Circle. Give all unassigned novice runes. Done. And we'll go ahead and skip out.
Such a force has not been seen since the collapse of the Tevinter Imperium.
So giving these guys stuff increases the force that I'll have in the final battle and gives me a little XP. There is a max level. Like I can't just keep increasing forever, which would be nice if I could, but I don't actually know when I reach the max. I usually just give away as many runes as I can and get the XP that gives me. All right. Trying to think what I should do next as far as battle planning goes. I think the next thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to do one of the DLC missions, which if you'll remember, DLC, downloadable content, that's extra content you get within the game that you pay for after the original game drops. There's a mission called Soldier's Peak, which will give me an extra area, some extra armor and stuff like that. I am not going to do that on camera, just because it's not really necessary for the major campaign. It doesn't really give me anything extra with the companions, all of which I'm most interested in showing in this Let's Play. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that off camera. That way I'll get, one of the things it gives me is like a little chest in which I can put stuff, so I don't have to carry everything around in my pack. So next time you see me, we'll probably go and pick up another companion called Shale. So I'll see y'all then. Bye-bye.